assessment of the job of the district's leadership team and board over the last year.
My assessment of the job of the district's leadership team and board over the last year, they have had to do a lot of work, a tremendous amount of work, because we are, again, in a pandemic and no one knew how to handle this or how to govern in this situation. So the leadership team has had to do a lot. They've had to create a lot of committees. They've had to create a lot of teams in order to get the support needed. We need, hand sanitizers. We need training. We need the knowledge. How do you take temperatures? How do you do the when you check to see? How do you do the? I can't think of just did this today. When you have a kid that's come down with COVID, how do you find out who they were around? How do you do the contact tracing? That's what it's called. How do you do the contact tracing? All of these things have had to be learned by us in this last year of this pandemic. So the leadership team has had to do a lot of work, have to do a lot of unknown things that we've never thought we'd have to do. But we're all working. We're all doing what we have to do to make sure our students and our teachers are safe and are making strides. Thank you.
Can I ask a question before that? When you're talking about the district's leadership team, that's the site-based leadership team? One of the best things they did in education for over the years is get a site-based management leadership team. There's one for each campus and there's one for the district. And it allows parents and teachers to have a big influence into where the school is going. I've seen the board meetings and I know that you are implementing them. I've also seen other school districts and site-based management teams that they have heated discussions and after 2 hours they decide to go with the plastic soap dispensers rather than the metal ones. And I say that in light because I want them to deal with substantive issues, and we have. I can't imagine what the teachers have to do with teaching in online and in class at the same time. And I go back to that district of innovation that we have. And when we see a problem and can identify it, and teachers are on the front line, and teachers can identify the problems, and I would like to continue to have input. So many times in so many districts that I've seen, nobody even asks the teachers, what do they think, what do they want, what do they need? They think that they know the board or superintendent knows what they need, and it's not necessarily true. So I want to keep on having a real site-based team, and a site-based that it does substantive issues for the district. So hats off to HEA and let's continue to do the good work.
Thank you. I mean, this is a little self-assessment, I suppose, but and I'm also going to add administration in there when I think about district leadership team, because I really need to give a shout out to Dr. Wright and his team. I mean, this has been the most challenging year ever for education, and I think that they have gone to length to try to find workable solutions, not just for our students, but for our professionals as well. And I say mostly teachers, but staff in general. I mean, we've worked very hard to make sure that voices are heard. I feel fortunate to have been just a small part of it, but I do want to say that I'm very proud of the things that this board has accomplished over the past 3 years, but specifically the past year. I mean, it's interesting that TSTA, the Texas Association of School Boards, now refers other districts to our board for guidance and advice on how to conduct itself as a board. And I think that speaks volumes about where we've come from not too long ago being highly dysfunctional and argumentative and really feeling like we're dragging things behind us rather than moving this district forward, which is where we're at now. So that is just amazing. So I actually just think we've done a great job. In hindsight, has everything been a perfect decision? No. I mean, I wish I could say that it has been, but you learn as you go, and lots of these things are unveiling themselves still today. You know, with 38, 37 days left in the school year, we're still trying to figure things out and what works best, and how do we accommodate teachers who are legitimately concerned about being in the classroom, and yet how do we also afford students that education that we know that they need. And so, you know, I think from the district leadership team itself, the DLT that is feeding information, they have been involved in many decisions, including how we prepared and worked towards COVID success, which is, I mean, as best we can do. I do believe we've had a lot of success. But again, Dr. Wright and his team, fantastic. He's been empowered by the board to do that. We're working well together. We need to continue to do so. Thank you.
Well, I am actually a part of the district leadership team, and I was part of the COVID task force, so I will tell you that I am extremely proud of Dr. Wright and our administration and the district leadership team as a whole. He has listened. A majority of our district leadership team is made up of teachers and educators across our district, and he has heard them. And when they have given input, and he has listened, and he has gone back to the board and said, this is what was proposed, and this is what we want to do, and that is what has been happening. You know, being in COVID, the first important thing to us was making sure that our teachers felt safe, not only for them, but for our students and their families. No one knew what COVID was going to bring to us and how that was going to affect us in any of these environments. You know, speaking of District of Innovation, that allowed us to have a flexible calendar. I will tell you that because of District of Innovation, we were able to extend push back the start of our school year longer than any other district around, and then still do virtual for 3 weeks. That was amazing, and we were able to do that because of the District of Innovation. We've continued to make sure that masks are in our schools, and we will continue to do that until all of our staff and our students are safe. Vaccines, Dr. Wright has pushed and really gone out there to get vaccines for all of our staff, and I'm very proud of him for that. At the end of the day, I couldn't be more proud of our district and what we've done in the last year, and it's been a very combined effort of a lot of people, and thanks to him, he's listened and he continues to listen. So thank you.